All right, good morning, everybody. Today is the 9th of February, all right, 2021, Super Tuesday. Yes, Super Tuesday. So, guys, if you want to come down to the office later, I will be conducting the regular Super Tuesday revision. We go through again what happened yesterday and we recap how can we improve our trading better. So, it's from 2 p.m., all right, to about 3:30 p.m., thorough revision again. All right, yesterday was a pretty good fun. After our PTP over, we had a bit of a drink out with some good dinner. All right, most important with our students, that is the feeling that I like, whereby everybody, comes together and is a big together family. That's how I always believe in this, right? Family is not just talking by saying your family. We talk about action, we talk about reality, we talk about feeling, really one another. All right, so guys, I just want to let you know that this is the Trade with the Boys family, okay? All right, so this morning, let's just start the morning MAO right now. Okay, let me just put on my screen. Okay, yeah, give me a minute. Okay, there we go. Okay, so today is the caption for today is careful, full stop, selling on the way. Now, of course, by saying this again, you may say like hell, it's like a broken recorder once again. Now, if you actually remember this since last year, 2 years ago, 2 years ago, all right, December 2019, December, I was doing something like the MAO too, and we're talking about something like this, and I reminded people, reminding, and of course, again, same thing, people are saying that this is like a total reminder of stuff, basically the market has never came down in a way. I mean, I understand that, but I would like to say this once again, guys. A lot of things may not really need to happen immediately now, but you should know that you need to be very, very careful. Now, making money now in the market has become very, very easy recently, right? Basically, just buy and buy and buy and buy. Like yesterday, Bitcoin went even higher, 46,000, but not because that it went on the demand. It was more of like because our good King Midas, okay, this Elon Musk, he is the one that basically bought $1.5 billion of Bitcoin, but that was he already bought it, okay, but the market caught the wind of it, and then after that, everybody just went crazy again. So when such a mania is happening, it's always very difficult to tell people to be careful, but never mind, we're all family, so I'm just informing you, be careful. Selling would be on the way. All right, so disclaimer as usual. All right, whatever I shared this morning, end of the day is that you have to do a due diligence. All right, nothing is 100%, of course, but as long as we make money from the market, I think that is more important. Okay, all right. So basically, the Dogecoin mania continue. You can see the market. Right, basically the tweets from Elon Musk and other celebrities, okay, the celebrities has done Dogecoin, all right, to even record level, okay. Now I realized that not only did him himself, right, there's a lot of other people, right, even Lionel Mercy also is into blockchain. So guys, things are really, really hot up, okay, and of course somebody say, Kel, should we just buy some? I mean, put it this way, like just buy a few dollars, maybe buy $100 worth and just put it there. I mean, seriously, if this coin is now at 0.08 cent, if you buy, let's say $100 worth, and later on, if you go crazy like Bitcoin, go to 30,000 example, it could be very rich, right? So it's the same thing like what happened Bitcoin many years ago, when it was in cent level. I mean, people just buy it, and when you see the 100% return, it just took profit, right? I mean, that was what happened last time. That's only how many years ago? Less than 10 years ago. So if you think that this is going to be a potential big one, rather than you just harbor that it will become a big lottery ticket, just buy some, put it there. Whether whatever happened itself, it doesn't matter, right? Just buy a few $100, just put it there, okay? So you can consider doing that, but of course find the right exchange, because you don't want to point at there's some hackers coming in and cause you problem, all right? So I will say that, right, yeah, buy some, just keep it there. Nothing, no downside. You only got upside only, okay? All right, so Bitcoin went up higher because Tesla buys 1.5 billion in Bitcoin. Now, plans to accept it as a payment. Of course, this again push up the value of Bitcoin. Now, of course, Elon Musk is now the second richest man on earth, and Tesla is doing so well at the moment now, and because of that, right? Okay, that's why people say that. Okay, even now, person will PayPal now Tesla. So if Tesla can accept, meaning later on more and more people will also accept this. Yeah, probably will. So the upside of this Bitcoin is really incredible. It can go anywhere higher. But of course, as I say, again, I repeat myself, all right, when things get a little bit too hot itself, right, if central banks want to come in to do some reminder, just be very careful. But after each reminder, it will be a very good opportunity to buy. So you heard me. After every reminder, okay, if price do alter downwards, all right, then it'll be a good time to go in again. So I will leave it for you to decide, okay? Now, this morning, we saw the Dow Jones is up by 200 points again. Now, of course, yesterday, we saw the Dow get up, and then after that, we did some short selling, and we made about 100 points on the market. It was incredible, but I reminded people that the KSI is still green in color. So traders, you just have to remember that, okay? And when the price comes down to KTR -1 or -2 or -3, buy back the position and then see again. And truth be told, it really happened. So again, the optimistic now is really at a very high level because seemingly like the COVID is reducing based on the numbers from WHO, right? But of course, we know the numbers are a little bit altered, but I'll leave it there. Okay. Now it's 6 days now in a row. Now usually market goes up by 6 days, 7 days in a row. There's some profit taking is expected to come. So that's why I'm warning you today. Be careful. If the market stays below opening price, look out for profit taking. All right. So even small cap like Russell 2000 is going up, wow, at a very alarming rate. You can see on Russell chart here, it went up much higher in percentage form compared to the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is up by 4% for the year itself, but Russell is up by almost 16%. So what's the reason again? Of course, money is flooding the market. Everywhere is money. Everything is about, buying and buying and buying. So that's why when such thing go in such a crazy manner itself, we always know that, right? When you go to a mania point, there will be a point of no return. So just to inform you, right? The energy market itself has went up by 4%. Okay, went above. Later I'll show the crude oil chart. I tell you guys, crude oil will keep on going higher and higher and higher. Because as long as the dollar inflation is coming in, right, you will see that, right, naturally this market will go even higher. So that's the reason why I keep on reminding traders that, right, for crude oil, if you don't mind buying the cheap, you can consider doing that. But main thing is this, you can see very crazy movement is that yesterday, the 10 years treasury yields went up 1.2%. Wow, 1.2. Then of course, it got into some profit taking or probably some external factors that pull it down a little bit to put at 1.168. But if you look at the last 6 months, you can see it's a steady upside. So this is already a very concerning factor. Now, the good part is that, right, that means that the economy seems to be doing well. The bad part is that if the percentage has to go higher and higher and higher, the fund management is saying that, okay, compare and contrast. If let's say the yields are better, they may actually change over. All right. So this is something that you must try to take note of that. Okay. All right, so last night Dow Jones, you can see initially went up, right? Then after that, it fizzled off to take some profit. But end of the day, towards the last half an hour again, they pump it up to close at the high. And this is the current news right now. I can't get any latest news for you. So basically just showing that, right, crude oil is soaring. And then basically everything around the world is all going up. And apparently, right, the weak jobs data, right, rather than being a concerning factor, it looks to be a good thing to do because why? It basically bolsters calls for the stimulus. So that means that, right, with the weak data, they expect more stimulus, more money coming in. That's why, again, the market buy in anticipation. I mean, put this way, I repeat myself 10,000 times already. You try blowing a balloon, okay? As time keep on blow, all right, the balloon get bigger and bigger and bigger, all right? There will be a point whereby, it get overstretched and the balloon will just burst. But the problem is you never know where is the limit of the balloon. So no one is here to predict the market, but everybody knows that what will happen when the balloon bursts, okay? So that's why they keep on pumping, keep on doing that. Just be careful as the balloon get bigger and bigger and bigger. When it goes so big, they cover the whole face. And then after that, right, and you still continue to pump it, okay, you know that the risk is getting higher, okay? So risk management is something that we keep on emphasizing here, all right? We just want you to trade according to plan. So buy according to plan, short according to plan. But as long as your risk management is there, that is most important, okay? So guys, before I continue, if you agree what I just said, you key the word risk, R-I-S-K, risk into the group chat, right? I think some water. All right. Thank you. Yes, indeed. Risk. All right. I want you to write the word risk because I want you guys to remember this is very, 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 very important. Okay. All right. Thank you guys for your support. Okay. Let's take a look at yesterday, the Dow Jones. Now, yesterday, the Dow Jones opening price is again below, between the pivot 1 and pivot 2. So if the market go below OP, it will come down, right, to this point here. But I mentioned to you the KSI was green in color. So when it's green in color, you know, -1 to -3, KTR -1 to -3, look out for buying opportunity. That is always what I've been saying. And if the market stay above OP, it will jolly well go higher. And of course, the market really did done that, all right? So this is very clear, and you can see from yesterday's chart, it really followed. And of course, that was again breaking the all-time high level, all right? All-time high level. So let's take a look. Okay, so the Dow didn't go down to KTR -1. It tried to go down a little bit in the morning by covering gap. Then after that, when the Nikkei opens, the market went all the way up again. Now, if fizzle off in between, nothing much has happened. Then there's a touch OP right here with a zebra formation, and then it traveled up again to KTR +1. So nothing much yesterday, pretty muted, but still overall, you can see that the last 2 hours, the market just pumped up to ensure that it closed at day high. I mean, this is very natural thing that you see the KSI jump right here. So why is that happening again? Because there's so much money in the market, they really don't know what to do with it. And of course, to make sure everybody's happy, they maintain the market upright. So hopefully the economy will be stimulated in this way. So, you know, I mean, we can understand what the market try to do, right? Then everybody is chasing after each other and try to beat the benchmark. But again, when you start to go into such a mania form, right, you know, you're just, you know, asking for trouble. So what we can see now is that the grain index from Bloomberg is really again going to really crazy level. And that's the reason why I believe that right very soon this inflationary damage itself will come in the market very soon. So of course now the stock market is doing well, no one complain, everybody's okay, people buy and get luxury products, nothing to be worried. But it's only when later on, when really, when livelihood got hit because of whatever reason, then if the inflationary products is there, then of course, then it becomes very difficult. Example, I said before, right? When you are rich yourself, right? One bun costs you $2, you can pay for it easily, no problem. But when you are not that, you know, in that good position, right? Maybe financial status not that good anymore, the $2 bun becomes very expensive to you. So it's always in relative, okay? So that's the reason why we need to watch out for this. Now, of course, now what is happening in the market, okay, is that, right, the reason why now the technology share like NASDAQ keep on going higher, like not stopping, because you can see that a lot of equities are going into the techs. Okay, you can see that in terms of last 8 years or 9 years, we are now at the #1 level. Really, this is really on the biggest inflow of funds going into techs. So of course, you may say, Cal, isn't it a good time to buy since all the funds are in? But you must understand the funds are in right now at the high. So that's my point here. You buy if the funds comes in at the bottom, okay, all right, okay, and then you buy together with them, that's fine. But if the funds are buying at the high, you understand, buying at the high, Amazon at what, $3,000+, Facebook at high level, right? Then you join with them. If the moment they do exit position or they get stop out position or they get whatever reason, then isn't that very, very dangerous? So of course, we say, Kel, why stopping us to buy? You know, you may go even higher. Maybe NASDAQ go to 20,000. Now I repeat, I'm not stopping you guys from buying. You don't buy, go ahead. Today my caption is pretty simple. Careful, full stop. So I'm informing you to be just careful. Okay, whether you believe it or not, again, it's up to individual. Then selling on the way. So maybe that if there's a pull 5% or 10%, then you go and buy. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, and I have been saying this, right, for this year itself, right? I believe that there should be some profit taking soon. And once that happens, it's a good time to buy again. Okay, I didn't say the market will crash and perpetually be down for 2 years in a row and recession. No, not this time. Because with the Federal Reserve, with the Joe Biden administration, I don't think that there's a chance of that happening. Okay, unless something really, really incredible happens. Okay. All right, so now you can see that this is the NAAIM Exposure Index, okay, the National Association of Active Investment Management or Managers, sorry. So you can see that now the exposure now is really at a very high level, okay, at a very high level, and on top itself obviously shows you right the S&P index asset, okay, holding their short futures position, and you can see that they are very clear that they really want to. They're not in a short position; they're all in long position. That's why the complacency is there. All right, and usually when this happens itself, right? Okay, usually there will be a correctional move. Okay, but of course, it's very difficult to tell you that because no matter how I say this, it always, you fall on deaf ears. But it's okay, guys. I already you do what you do. Just be careful. Okay, just be careful. Okay, and of course, this is the typical charting point. You can see right. This is the rider asset ratio, bear and money management asset bull, and you can see that every time it's at a high level. Okay, that is where every time at a high level. Let me just draw it for you. Okay, moment. Whenever this is the high level, you can see that high level, the market will do some correctional pullback. So that's one to look at it from this point. And of course, you can see that the money management itself is not at the lowest point. So that tells you that, right, the market are very comfortable to buy. And of course, if you look at it, whenever this index go at the higher point, you can see on average, so whenever that happen, okay, usually the opposite will happen, right? So again, the trend line shows that this will be a good way to assess the market. So now you know that the condition is right for correction, but because the trend is so bullish right now, you cannot see any reason to, get yourself in a position. But if I draw this for you, it'll be much better, right? Can you see that? So if you want to draw like what you saw previously, then you can consider doing that, because the thing is that the indication is definitely there already. The rest is up to you as individual. Okay. All right. So that is my last reminder for you guys. Okay. So before we go to gold, let's look at the market chart now. Go. Okay. All right. Let's look at Bitcoin shortly. Let's do the regular market first. Okay. All right. All right, this is the Dow Jones right now. This is the Dow Jones right now. So Dow Jones has went up again. So basically, there's a new MLP for today, and bringing up somewhere around here, and that's now almost touching it. And okay, so the MLP is there. MLP is always the opening price and the closing price divided by 2. So for the MA30 is higher, but of course it's still very far away from the market. So there's no much reason to concern for at this right moment. So today the MA30 is 30,865, which is very far away. Hence, therefore, there's nothing to be worried about. Okay, nothing to be worried about. Okay. All right. Then what happened is that if the unless the market breaks the MLP, then maybe there might be some profit taking. But as long as the market stays above the MLP, it should be pretty safe. Okay. All right. So that is the day chart for the Dow Jones. Okay. Let me just clear off the screen. Okay, this is the long-term charting point I showed you earlier. So if you look at the long-term chart point, all right, you can see that as long as the market stays above this is fine. Now, of course, you can see from the bottom, if you just draw it this way, from the bottom, then you went up, then came down. So this is the first wave. This is probably the second wave, and we will need the third wave. Now, if the third wave is not able to hold, and if each wave gets smaller and smaller and smaller, so theoretically speaking, if there's any reason for that, if the market is going to taper down, it could be somewhere about 30,800. So that's just nice. It's at the MA30 level. At the MA30 level. Now, guys, if you cannot see if my video is blocking you, you just have to tilt your phone or your laptop itself, right? Then you can actually see the chart, all right? Apology, because apparently that is the only way for zooming. I put elsewhere, so I cannot change it, okay? All right, so let's continue on this. Weekly chart-wise, nothing has changed, still good. So as long as the market stays above the opening price on Monday, I think that is all good to go. Okay, let's look at this today's market using our system, Trade with the Boy system. Let's take a look. Now, today we can see pretty clear the opening price is actually still between the pivot 1 and pivot 2. Okay, that's pretty good. The only thing interesting is that the KSI turned red. Interesting. Now, yesterday the market closed at the high, right? So naturally, any indicator in the world with the market close at a high is very easy to tell you that there'll be more upside because it will be pointing upwards. But our KSI actually point downwards, or sorry, it's a red. So when it's red means that, right, if the market break goes below OP right now is happening, there might be some profit taking. And if let's say the market goes above OP instead, then look out for KTR +1 to +3. There could be some profit taking when the market goes to those levels there. So again, you can see our KSI is a really, really standalone indicator. It doesn't care about the price action. It is not about that. This indicator is really incredible. For a closing at a high to be KSI rate doesn't make any sense, right? But to us, it informed you to be careful, right? So that's why I will keep on reminding you, just be careful. But of course, you make your decision, okay? All right, so that is what is happening right now. So now the you can see that, right, Nikkei is going to open soon. I mean, it's open now, but then the cash market just started. So that's why you can see there's some buying again. Okay, all right, at this very moment right now. Okay, let's continue. Okay, all right, how about gold? Now, gold basically, you can see the last 2 days. Okay, gold went down initially. Then after that, it has picked up strength, and yesterday gold went up. Now, why? The reason goes yesterday dollar came off, right? Yesterday the dollar actually came off. Okay, let me just show you the dollar. Give me a minute. Okay, just give me a minute. Just bring in the dollar. Okay, you can see from the dollar, right? This is the dollar index, and dollar index, okay, start updating. Okay, let's change to 5 days to be easier to see. Now, yesterday, the dollar actually came off. The dollar basically came off from 91.25, came down to below 91. So what's the reason for the dollar coming off? Not too sure. What's the reason? Could be profit taking, right? That's the reason why you also saw the US 10-year yield coming off, right? Probably some intervention came in, probably that's pressed down the market because a stronger dollar will not be good and it will cause inflation, all right? So that's the reason why. And because of that, gold went up, okay? Gold went up. So fundamentally now we have more and more people say that, right, it's time to buy gold again. So yesterday, 2 days ago, was saying of sell gold, now it's buy on gold. So every day these boys will keep on changing, flipping their words and just to make sure that they deliver you the right notion, okay? But if you follow the rules of engagement yesterday, if you actually follow the rules, you will make money yesterday, right? Now yesterday for gold, the opening price, as you can see very clearly, okay, my KSI, oh, I think I made a mistake there. Okay, never mind. Yesterday, the opening price itself, right, is between the pivot 1 and pivot 2. But you know, right, once the market goes above the pivot 1, it's always a buy, right? Always above OP, above pivot 1 is always a buy. Remember, that is a classic trade. Always remember that. And of course, with that happening, you can see that, okay, you can see very, very clearly that the market came down initially, but once it touched a KTR -1, it got supported there. And then after that, it travels above OP immediately. Now, of course, once you go above OP and above pivot 1, it's going to be very bullish. And of course, the gold shoot up all the way to KTR +3. And for some incredible reason, again, whenever market hit KTR +3 or -3, that is usually the potential top of the day. That's called the standard deviation. And of course, it really, really shows itself. So that's why I can tell you this our system. As long as you just follow rules, you can able to make money. It's that simple. All right. Really? Oh, okay. Okay, so that is the gold market. So let's go at gold right now. Okay, gold. All right, this is gold. Okay, so basically gold went up above MLP yesterday. That's why gold all the way up. So today, new MLP will be somewhere around here. Okay, so as long as the market stays above MLP today, likely gold will go higher again. Now for MA, for gold MA is nothing much of change. So let me just write it down for you. All right, still the same for MA 200. It's still 1873. Okay, nothing has changed. Or the MA 200. MA 30 is 1844. Okay, so is there a possibility for gold to here go up to 1844? Right. Well, it's possible because as long as the dollar is being pressed down, right, then of course gold can go up. But you can see, right, over the many time, whenever the gold hits the MA 30, right, it seems to tell you that the market will sell instead. So I'm not half surprised that gold might be going to 1844, touch it already, right, then come back down again. I'm not half surprised for this week. But of course, again, if you want to do selling, you know, buying now, at least at the moment now, above OP for buying looks to be okay. All right, but overall, the two is still below the two MAs. Okay, for the weekly chart, I mentioned to you, right? This is the 1866 is 98%. Now for the weekly chart itself, right now, gold at 1833 is touching the trend line that I draw for myself. This trend line is just a line that I draw for myself, so there's no relevance, nothing about that. Just that, you know, if the market stays below this line, I'm not that comfortable. So at the moment now, it's actually happening. Okay. So let's look at the gold market for today. Moment, day chart. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, so today the goal seems to be like moving upwards and we create a CCRY tomorrow. So let's see whether it happens. If yes, traders on the 3G group, just be on standby. Okay. Now today the opening price is actually between the pivot 1 and pivot 2, right? Can you see that? Yes, indeed. So what does it do? Okay, very simple. If the market stay above OP, it'll be a buy. Okay, now I know where I thought my KSI wasn't there. Let me just bring it in. I think I took that out yesterday. I just change this over again. Yeah, the KCX is put there. There we go. Better. I like my KCX at the bottom. Yeah. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so now today the opening price. The opening price of gold is between pivot 1 and pivot 2. So if the gold stays above OP, gold could be going up again, and the target will be 1837 because that's the KCB level, 1837. Okay, 1837 of the KCB level. Now, if the gold price go down instead, right, then of course it may come down all the way to 1796. But because the KSI is green in color, yesterday green in color. So what does it tells you? It tells you that, right, if any time gold comes to the KTR -1 to -3, look out for buy potential. Okay, look out for buy potential. Now there is a KCX at the bottom. So if the market today close this around here or higher, then that will create a CCRY on gold market. And that's why gold may be pushed up. Okay, so traders take note of that. Now, of course, previously there was another KCX and we bought gold. Right, it was up, but eventually itself, right, it was the gold came down and we will stop out for that trade. Okay. Then after that, I think we make some money and stop out. I think I can't remember exactly. And after that itself, right, the next CCRY, it didn't really make money. In fact, we lost money on that. So guys, it does tell you, right, in general, the trend of gold is not that strong anymore. So, but again, we will just follow through and we'll see what happens. Okay. All right. So this is the longer term movement on gold. Okay. All right. So that is gold. So after we have talked about gold, as always, by sequence, what we look at this Bitcoin. Now for Bitcoin, you can see that wow. Now yesterday, when I showed Bitcoin out of 6 trades, we lost 2. People laugh over it. Finally, your system doesn't make money for Bitcoin anymore. See, one time wonder. I mean, I've been doing this Bitcoin sharing for so many weeks. All right, just one single day of lose money and being open with it, you guys have so much to talk. Then how about yesterday then? Yesterday, wow, perfect. 2 out of 2 trades. And not only that, wow, look at the upside. Now, of course, Elon Musk take a very big reason why it went up so much. But of course, still at the end of the day, the technique still gives the same point of view. So that's why, my friends, is this for Bitcoin, as long as the trend doesn't change, you shouldn't be taking any position to short this Bitcoin. I mean, take profit is fine, but long-term to buy would be a better choice. So let me bring you Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin. Oh, Bitcoin. Right. Now for Bitcoin day chart, wow, look at it. Look at Bitcoin day chart, incredible. He just broke above pivot one. So as long as the market stays above pivot one, okay, as long as market stays above pivot one, okay, Bitcoin should be going higher. All right. But of course, if market breaks below the pivot one, then there might be some profit taking. Okay, there might be some profit taking. But the KSI wise is green in color. So very clearly, it's all right. The buying momentum is still there. So traders stay long at every pullback. That will be a better choice. Now, someone asked me on the side, right, when are we able to trade Bitcoin? Because the AIM spread itself is pretty far, very big, right? We understand that, and there's nothing much AIM can do because the liquidity provider for Bitcoin trading, the good ones are really very limited. So we're trying to settle this with this exchange called Bybit. All right, they say that after Chinese New Year, they get back to us. So we will see lah. If you guys are in a hurry, then you can try to go other brokers and see whether other brokers offer you better trades. All right. So for the moment now, we can only watch this, get ourselves prepared. Then of course, hopefully there's a pullback of significant for whatever reason. Then after that, we can buy back again. To me, is that this coin can really go much higher because it's just limited, very limited quantity in the market. Okay, and too many boys are inside now right now. Okay, so that is my personal take on Bitcoin. So bullish and yeah, indeed. All right, time check now is 9:03. I know today is like pretty fast because I mean basically I went through the internet this morning and I couldn't find any more stuff to talk about anymore because it's really probably it's a Chinese New Year or because I just drained up. Not too sure what's the reason. So I'll have to leave it down there. But anyway, since it's 9:04 right now, and if I can drag this some more 10 minutes before Hang Seng open, I think it'll be pretty draggy, so we can end this early. Let's show you Hang Seng right now. Now Hang Seng, you can take a look. Now Hang Seng yesterday gap up and come down. Now probably it's profit taking because Hang Seng also came from the low end, went all the way up. And very incredible if you actually remember how to do MLP. Sorry, you can see this right now. Hold on. If you actually remember MLP, you will see that right how and why Hang Seng yesterday came to a certain point, it just rebounded there because that is how you draw MLP. Take the opening price and the closing price of the day before, divide by 2, you get the MLP. That is like a springboard level. If the market hit the MLP and rebound, it's meant for buying. If the market goes below it, then the selling should continue, right? So of course today the MLP will be somewhere in the middle of this black bar. So let's see what will happen later on. Now for today, you can see the MA30 for Hang Seng. All right, Hang Seng itself is at 28,933. Okay, so as long as Hang Seng stays above 28,933, things should be all right. Okay, so just watch out for that. Other than that itself, there's nothing much I can tell you on Hang Seng because now Hang Seng is not open yet, and it's just 10 more minutes. It can be rattling for 10 minutes, right? So basically, I think that is all. All right, how about silver? Okay, silver, let's take a look at silver. Now, silver, you can see it climbed up together with the gold market. And I told you guys, as long as silver stays above the MA30, it will be a buy. And indeed, silver's coming up. So, of course, if you tell silver, is there any point that we know that it's going up soon? Same thing, you take this big black bar, you do the MLP, you will get the mid-range, and if the gold silver market can stay above the midpoint, all right, then of course silver could be going higher. All right, but if the market hit the MLP of this black bar and doesn't really go up further, then there might be profit taking and back down again to the MA30 at $26.33. Okay, all right, and oil, let me take a look at oil now. You see, wow, you see, oil kept on going higher. Don't be confused, that was Brent crude. This is the crude oil. So you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 now. Okay, the one that bring the market higher was a BMB. Can you see that? It's a BMB. And as long as crude oil maintain this movement, there's no way crude oil going to come down. And of course, if crude oil stay strong, then obviously the equity market will likely be strong. But if you look at it on the overbought region, in terms of RSI, we are now definitely at a very high level. You can see that, right? The last time when the RSI hit this point of 73, there was some profit taking, but after a few days later, the market go up. So this is very bullish. So the other few times when the market RSI hit the 73, there was some intermittent pullback, but after that, it goes up again. So I'm not half surprised to tell you that, right, maybe later on there might be some profit taking because the equity market may drop a little bit, but after that, the market will still go up again. And if the crude oil goes up, equity market will also go up. All right. So that is all that I can share with you. Nothing much. DAX wise, the same thing. It's going up over MA30, so there's nothing to talk about. It's just all this of a upside is just climbing and climbing and climbing. So when you are having such a market, you just have to be very, 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 very careful. Okay. All right. This is really my personal view on this. Just a little outside market talk. Okay. Remember, if you are into some believe that the world planets the universe planet do have any impact on human being, just take note, right? February the 10th or 11th, that will be the 7 planets. This alignment, and normally has a thing happen, right? It seems to influence the general market lah. So we can't be sure about that, but we know that coming week is a short week because it's Chinese New Year coming in. So traders maybe want to be more careful because you don't hold position, and then things really happen. You may be the wrong side of track. Okay. And today's food for thought. Okay. People who want a cure, provided they can have it without pain, like those who favor progress, provided they can have it without change. All right, this is a very powerful statement. So end of the day is this: if you really want to progress further, you really need to change yourself. All right, that's how things have happened for us. All right, guys, it's 9:09. If there's no more question, I think that will end today's this morning MAO. Now later on, remember at 2 p.m. Singapore time, we will have our regular Super Tuesday. Now, for friends who want to come to the office, check with Susan if there's any more space. If not, that'll be all for today. Have a great day. Bye-bye.